In this video here, we're going to go over a little exercise I call the turnaround. And it's about riding a circle and then being able to start making the circle smaller, or actually do a turn around in that circle and go back off the other way. This is an exercise that, it's a variation of an exercise I learned from Jack Brainard years ago. And the idea here is I pick up a point, and I'm just going to use this hoof print here. And at a walk, I'm going to walk a nice small circle. I'm on Decree here. She's a 6-year-old Oldenburg. And I haven't really played with this exercise because I wanted to show you in the video with it. But I've been doing lots of exercises with her to help her flex her rib cage and getting her bending through the rib cage, because she showed up, she was having an issue at, she was bucking at the canter. And what I've come to find out with her is because she wasn't really coming through her rib cage, she wasn't bending, and so she would always want to switch in the hind end. She was kind of weak in the hind end too. But particularly she wasn't engaging her inside hind. So just walking a small circle already helps with that. And then we were doing lots of shoulder in type work. So if I'm on the circle here, I can ask for a little shoulder in, that sort of thing. And that's all really been helping. But now another piece to this is, so I'm walking a small circle, and the idea here is to get a very rhythmic walk. And as I'm going along, then I'm going to ask the front end to step in 1 or 2 steps to, and this is just the start. So the hind end kind of stays on the outside of the circle, and then you bring the front end in a little bit, and then you walk out of it. And we'll do that a few times till eventually, if that hoof print 6-8 feet from me is the center of my circle, eventually I will be able to circle her front around without passing the center of the circle. So I'm walking around, getting that nice forward walk. She's soft, she's loose, she's bending through the rib cage, because if you don't have that, you won't be able to move the front end around. And this exercise is all about getting that control over the front end. And I also want a nice long neck and keeping that length there and keeping the nose leading the turn. And this is pretty nice. So now I'm going to pick a point over there. I'm going to ask her to bring her front end in. And I ask the front end in, ask the front end in, and then we walk out of it. And that was pretty nice, so I actually just kept going. She followed my feel. And so I was able to do almost a half turn there, and then I can go back the other way and pick up the same thing this way, asking for her to get on the circle. I'm going to find the center point and go around that. That just helps you to keep you from drifting all over the arena. This way she's a little stiffer, so I'm going to wait on her a little bit. Now if she's really having a hard time just bending through the rib cage, I might put her in a little bit of a shoulder in, just to help her, but keep her neck long and relaxed. So this is pretty good. Now I'm going to ask for her front to come in. So I open my inside rein a little bit. I come on with my outside leg. Ideally, if you can do this in time with the feet, will help you even more. So think of the inside rein is attached to your inside front foot, and you're asking him to step it in a little bit. Your outside leg is coming on, so that if this was my outside leg, a lot of times people bring the leg back here to press. You don't want to bring your leg back to move the front end. And you don't have to bring it way up here either. So it's more, if this is my natural place my leg hangs, I'm just going to bring it up maybe an inch or two. And then I'm going to press on and say move over. And the more advanced your horse gets, the less you're going to have to do that. It's going to be more of just a slight shift up for the front, and a slight shift back for the hind. And then I'm going to get in time with the foot to move it over. So I was turning this way, so this would have been my outside leg. So I'll pick up the walk here again, and I'll just kind of describe that as we're walking around here. So I get my circle really nice and fluid. The inside hind needs to be able to step up underneath. So the horse is stepping up underneath, then I can bring the front end around that inside hip. So this is pretty good. So now I'm going to get in time with the inside front. When it leaves the ground, I'm going to say, step it over here, thank you very much. And I actually was even, just wanted to exaggerate it a little bit to show you, but that was even too much for her. It's a very subtle thing. You're not going like, move it over there, move it over there. It's just more of a thought than anything else. Because when that foot's leaving the ground, that's when you can do something with it. If the foot's on the ground, it's hard for her to move it. Well, she can't move it until she goes through the cycle of the walk. So again, we're walking along. She's nice and soft. And now I'm going to lead the turn around. Ask her to come in, ask her to come in. So a little bit of direction with the inside rein. And then I come on with my outside leg. She wasn't really paying attention there. So I'll set it up and do it again. So I'm just getting the walk circle nice. There she wants to leave. And I'm saying, stay with me. There. So she's thinking up, forward, and I'm just waiting on her to chill out on this small walk circle. There we go. Now I'm going to ask the front to step in. Step in, don't stop. It's kind of, sort of. She came in, but as she came in, then she halted. So it was a try. You want to keep the walk rhythm going through this whole exercise. That's our goal. But she tried, so we go back the other way. Do the same thing this way. We get the walk going good, and then I'm going to ask for my turnaround. So I'm going to actually just kind of shift my weight slightly to the outside hip to open up the feet. It's not a shifting way over. It's more of I'm just sitting back on the outside and I'm lifting my shoulder up just a little to open up and saying, step over there with my body posture coming on with the outside leg here. So I get this walk circle going good. And she's kind of wanting to speed up, slow down. So I'm just waiting on her till she gets soft. There it is. So now I'm going to ask for a turnaround. Open my inside a little, come on with the outside leg, and not bad. And then I go the other way. And again, I'm trying to get in time with the horse's feet. When the outside foot is leaving, I come on with my leg to say, okay, step it over and across. If you're not getting the timing of the feet yet, don't worry about it. Just keep thinking about it, and over time, you will get better and better with that. So again, I'm getting a nice circle going here. And now I'm going to do my turnaround. So I'm going to open up the inside, come on with my outside leg, there, oh, and then she stops. And then I say, no, keep going. But she started to cross over with the front end. She's keeping her neck nice and long and relaxed. And it's all a forward movement. This is different than kind of a roll back where the horse sucks back and turns. You want the horse moving forward. So I'm going to ask for the turnaround. I open my shoulder, get the nose leading, ask the front to step over, step over, step over there. And I held her in it a little bit longer. And then I can walk out of it. We'll go back the other direction. So we're playing from one side to the other side. Now there's some things, different people tend to do is they want to come on with the outside rein and push the front end over to do a lot of neck reining. The better your horse gets at it, the more you can use the outside rein, but don't use too much too early because it can sometimes contract them or gets them bending to the outside as the shoulder drops in. We don't want that. We want the horse bending into the direction we're asking or the direction we want to go and getting the shoulders to then come around there as up, and then I just ask her forward again. As they keep stepping up with the inside hind, I want that inside hind still moving and stepping up to keep the rib cage bent and soft, and it's an engaging movement. This can progress into either a spin or into a pirouette. So it's a great exercise of getting them soft and supple through the rib cage. And I'm going to open up, ask for a turnaround. Yep, yep, nice. Go back off the other way. And this is something you can play with when you're in corners. You're riding up into a corner, prepare your horse. Instead of doing a half a loop, you're just doing a quarter of a loop. So I'm walking around, I'm going to ask for a turnaround, and don't let her die, yeah, better. So she's still slowing down a little bit as I ask for the front to step around, but at least it's happening. And eventually I'll be able to keep that 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 walk rhythm. And I ask for my turnaround. Coming around, and here I'm holding her in there a little longer. We actually did a whole loop there, and that was pretty nice and soft. And now I'll do a half a loop. Good, and up. Keep her going and go back the other direction. And we're going this way. I look up, turn, ask that, yeah, and that was nice. She stayed long. So you don't want them contracting up and getting rigid. And so that's how you're going to start with that. And you can get to going where they'll start holding and you'll go longer, more and more, where you'll do a whole circle, maybe a circle and a half, where you're saying keep moving that front end over, keep moving the front end over, crossing over. There, good. So you can progress into that, or you can head down the rail. As I'm going down the rail, I'm going to say, oh, let's go back the other way. Don't die on me, so she wants to die, and I can go back the other way, down the rail, bend her to the inside a little bit before I ask, and small circle, do my turnaround. There she kind of left, she's not listening, so I'm going to hold her in it a little bit longer. There was a step. And yes, she first wanted just to kind of push out. She wasn't really paying attention, so I just held her in it a little bit longer. Come down again, get the change of the bend to the inside, but I don't want her shoulders falling in. And then ask for her to come around, do the turnaround. But don't stall out. Come down, flex to the inside, and ask for the turnaround. Yeah, that was nice. So she was able to go back and forth, both directions. I'm getting control over that front end. The front end's isolating out from the hind end. You're getting that crossover to happen. So go out there, play with it, but really don't ask on the circle, don't ask for the front to step over or for your turnaround until they're rhythmic and relaxed and soft on that circle. And then you're just going to say, hey, can you move that front end over and around the hind end while the hind end stays engaged. And this is another exercise to help with engaging the horse's back and getting some strength in the hind end. So go on out there, play with that. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below, and look forward to the next video. See you then.